Hello everyone and welcome. Today is the season finale of season 3 in the Tom Hanks racing series. Like this season, like honestly, I think this has been probably the best season yet. It's just in terms of how competitive things have been, in terms of how different the cars are to each other. And also in terms of, as a result, in terms of how much fun I've had. I hope you guys would agree with that. But I definitely enjoyed it. So, let's switch over to BeamNG. And we will start in just a moment. Okay, so today we are on Italy at the Cliff Road. This is a track that I've driven on before. I haven't driven on it that much, but I roughly know, you know how it goes. But still, I wouldn't expect a lot of first try finishes today, because it's not a super difficult track, but it's very, very long, and so there's plenty of opportunities to mess up. And you know me, I take those opportunities. Like that. Like this would be like when I dreamt up this season and the theme for this season. This was the kind of road I had in mind when I thought of, okay, we could do like Mille Miglia inspired 50s race cars. This was the kind of road that I was expecting to be racing on. It's beautiful scenery and long winding roads, I guess. Unfortunately, there aren't really many tracks like this in BeamNG at the moment, but that makes the ones that there are, a little bit more special. Yeah, this car likes to dance, especially on braking. I mean, I'm aware of that, but it's, sometimes it is still a little bit too much. Haven't gotten the brake balance quite right. Over that crest right there, the car gets really light and wants to oversteer, and you can't let it. Like one run here, a completed one that is. I expect it's gonna take a little over 5 minutes. Maybe the top cars are gonna get it in just about 5 minutes. So we're just over halfway through, in other words. Yeah, some of these corners are deceptively, or are deceptive in the sense that they start off relatively easy and then they tighten. Like that one. This car isn't very grippy at the best of times, but I feel like here it's got less grip than usual, which makes me question, okay, how am I gonna do in the Minos? And that'll be a 506.26. Well, I mean, that's a long run, and especially considering we have got 9 cars still in the competition. Yeah. It's gonna take a while. I don't know. I'm gonna drive this car as well, but I'm only gonna give it 1 or 2 attempts. If I don't finish, that's fine. I just wanna get a feel of one other car other than my own around here, and then I'm gonna get into the competitors. "13 splits, yeah, plenty for you to analyze. Although I think this isn't even the track with the most splits, is it? I think we should try to avoid reruns today. Okay. Again, I don't care if I finish a run with this. I just wanna get a little bit more warmed up. Warmed up to the track more than anything. Yeah, I can't go that fast into that corner. Don't say that. It's a sign of things to come. I mean, hopefully not. Okay, so this tightens. Let's go in a little bit more slowly. There we go. And nice through here. Maintain RPM. This felt much more balanced over that crest than my own car did. I mean, this is technically also my car if you want to view it that way, but not everything on this car is made by me. Like, originally this was of course submitted by CH Flash, and then I stuffed a different engine in it and revised the gearing as well. And the materials, I guess. But the chassis tuning, the suspension tuning is all left the way it was, because I've already thought it was excellent. Okay, whatever. Let's get into the actual competitors. In the reverse order of the current overall standings, first up is gonna be the Valdez. Now this has performed well throughout the season, in my opinion. It's a good car. That being said, out of the cars that are left here, it's, you know, it's the lowest placing one, and it's I don't want to say the worst, because again, I think it's genuinely a good car, but this doesn't have any chance of climbing on the overall leaderboard, is what I'm saying. So it's going to remain 9th, but that's still a strong finish. Because remember, we had 2 rounds of elimination already. This is also one of the cars with the most resets, I guess. And that's not because it's really like hard to drive necessarily, it's just the transition from understeer to oversteer happens fairly quickly, and that goes both ways. Like sometimes you enter with oversteer, but then it straightens itself back up and you get into understeer. Sometimes it understeers and you lift off a bit and it starts oversteering. Or sometimes it only understeers. Unpredictable, I guess, is the best word I would use to describe the handling. It's just, it's not bad when you get it right. But the margin for error is actually quite narrow. Unintentional drift, but understeer for that corner. Losing the rear bumper at this point has become pretty much a tradition on this car. Can't finish a run with the rear bumper still on. Try to be smooth on those transitions, because otherwise I would have spun it right there. Man, that was... I had to remain silent through there, because... I'm playing it safe here on this last little bit. Didn't play it safe enough. But that was right on cue, wasn't it? That's so typical for me. And yeah, Pat, you pay extra for that feature. It's an optional feature for the 1955 version of this car. That when you race it, it's called dynamic weight reduction. Okay. I'm gonna make you guys an offer. If this continues to go like this, would you want to see a different track on Italy, like the Asphalt Hill Climb? What is it? Asphalt Hill Climb 1, I think it is, the one with the bunch of serpentines. That's about 3 minutes 10 or 3:20 or something in length. Because I know that track fairly well. I didn't want to race on that track in this season though, because we've seen it in season 1 already. Okay, that wasn't the track's fault. But, oh, hey, Kekits. Let's see, with a relatively modest run, let's see if I can finish here. And I say with a relatively modest run when the car isn't really about modesty. To be fair, none of these cars are, but you also have to consider that this is probably the car that has given me the most trouble finishing throughout the season. This or the Minos, I guess. So most cars I'm probably gonna have an easier time finishing with. See, the car, sometimes when you lift off or brake, well, usually when you lift off or brake, it starts to spin. Usually I can catch it, not that time though. I'm gonna give it one more attempt. What I was gonna say, usually, like sometimes when you turn in off throttle, sometimes it goes into this like slight oversteer. But other times when you do the same thing at seemingly the same speed, sometimes it's gonna understeer. That makes it hard to predict exactly what you're gonna get in every corner, and that's why I'm having such a hard time finishing with this. Today it seems to be oversteer for the most part, but every now and then it does understeer. Or you know what we could also do, I mean, we could set a limit of attempts, and cars which I just don't finish a run with get a DNF. Nah, I think that introducing something like that in the last race of a season doesn't seem fair. If it's there from the beginning, then I can, you know, you can maybe argue for it, but you know, I just want to finish this today. Oh no. Okay, slowed down just in time. Of course that costs some time, but yeah, I overestimated how quickly you can go through that turn. Have you run 1 and 2 before? What do you mean? Like your car and THRS? Try losing the bumper. Hill climb versions. I'm definitely much more familiar with Hill Climb 1, but I have driven on Hill Climb 2 before. Hey, I'm KR. I think we're gonna change track here, because I want to get through this, you know, today. And let's start with my own car. Cliff Road is just... the track is just too long. Ooh, you beat a Gran Turismo champion. Nice. Did you win that race? Or was there someone even faster? You started from the back though. Oh yeah, okay. And you were fourth. Okay. This car is so twitchy. Like, this car is super duper twitchy here. I don't know, it just can't get any grip. Like, the asphalt at Italy in general just seems to be fairly low grip. Because this car was certainly, you know, not the fastest before, but I don't remember it ever being this twitchy on any of the previous tracks. Certainly not on Jungle Rock Island. I didn't need to downshift there. $310.884. All right. Let's drive this as well. Like, this track is just much more familiar to me than the other one. And I didn't really have much time to prepare either, because, you know, I worked today, and also yesterday I also worked much longer than I used to work on Fridays, so I didn't really get much time to practice. Yeah. Had I had more practice on Cliff Road, we would have probably finished there as planned. But with the way things were going, I don't think we would have survived. I'm also going to be curious to know how the times from these cars are going to stack up with the times from the Season 1 cars, where we had similar levels of power, but about 300 kg more weight, but also all-wheel drive and you know, turbos, so more torque. And that'll be a 313.284. Okay, now let's get into the actual competitors. Can't be that hard to finish, right? Because we just did this one first try. Anyway, Teacup, if you're there, could you do me the favor and open the spreadsheet so we can keep track of the times? Okay, thanks. One thing I guess I could have also done is like skip the Valdez for now on Cliff Road. See if I finish with the other cars and then come back to this one. Oh no. That wasn't the car's fault, that was my fault. Bad line. Went on the throttle too early. Understeer there. That'll be a 311.156, and given that this was the slowest car out of the remaining cars that we have so far in previous races, doesn't make my car look that much better, does it? So yeah. Or maybe this was a strong performance. We'll see. Next is the Chidasha, which won the previous race. And the previous race, well, it was pretty much the exact opposite of this track, wasn't it? Because this has a lot of like stop and go, and the other one was like a lot of, you know, kind of a lot of chicanes, twists and turns, and you know, it had much more flow in some parts, but it was, yeah, the characteristics of the corners in the previous track were very, very different from how this track here is, and so we'll see if the Jidasha can still perform well here. Yeah, that's what I feared. When I saw that the car is doing its traditional turn-in oversteer that it like always has, and I immediately thought of that particular rock on the inside of that long left-hander, so it's gonna be tricky to avoid that one. I think that that previous split there was fairly strong, but now comes the part, or we're about to enter the part that this car may not like as much, and that's the stop and go kind of part, because while it is very agile around these hairpins, it's not the most powerful, so it might lose some ground on the straights in between the hairpins. Way overshot that corner. $310.089. I remember practicing this track on ALR Togue race in BeamMP, one of the best rounds we've ever had. Okay. Yeah. BeamMP is something that I wanted to look into, but to be honest with you, unfortunately, I don't really have that much free time. Next already is the FNS 2000 GTO, and this one might have one of its strongest performances here. And the reason why I think this could do very well here is because it just has so much power. And, you know, power matters when you're going uphill and, you know, there's a lot of straights in between the hairpins. Come on, power. You gotta channel your inner Jeremy Clarkson to drive this car. However, unfortunately, it wasn't able to beat either of the two previous cars. Neither the Valdez nor the Jidosha. 311.867. Oh boy. Next is the Octavius 7 speed unknown. Grip issue. Well, too much wheel peel, I guess. Can't put the power down. Handling wise, it was actually alright. You know, it was okay. But yeah, too much wheel peel. Which is an issue that the Adderall, the Octavius here, by Adderall, I should say, is the Octavius by Adderall is it doesn't have that much of a problem with wheel peel, and it's got the most peak power out of any car in the field. So while it may not have as much of a power band as the F and S does, once you do get it close to the peak RPM, it flies. Don't really have time to look at the split times, but subjectively this feels right at home here. Went a little bit wide on exit there, but and that'll be the first sub 10 run and clearly below clearly below 310, and that's a 308.326. So that's 1.7 seconds quicker than the Chidasha. And to be fair, this has quite a bit more power. But it more than made up for the turning responsiveness that the Chidasha has over this car. Yeah, well suited for this track, I would say so as well. So let's see how the Scarab does, because that's up next. I foresee some reruns. Don't jinx it. Well, some resets, most likely, but reruns of the entire field, I don't know. We'll see. This is about as good an opportunity as any to say, if you're enjoying the stream, please leave a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps me reach more people in the future. Resets, yeah. Thanks for clarifying what you meant there. I was actually doing well up until there. Don't know about the times, but doing well in terms of controlling the car. Very close to that rock on the inside. And now I destroyed the suspension. So you were not right. No, you were not wrong, Grid Ghost. I think I had something there. That was bad on my part. Did the brakes just give up? I don't feel like the brake point there was really that much too late compared to what you would expect. .905. Man, I admit this was not a perfect run, not even close. This could probably get close to the 308.3, potentially a little bit faster. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why the brakes just decided to basically give up the ghost. It didn't even have brake fade. Might do reruns later. Who knows? Next is the gas. Oh, there was a bump I didn't see. Okay. Didn't feel the bump either. I feel like the gas would have done really, really well on Cliff Road, because it's just one of those cars that feels like it really. It feels like it's got claws, you know. It's got like a cat. It's quite grippy for. It really it's quite grippy for the rules that we have here, and it feels like it just kind of hunkers down and goes around these corners almost effortlessly. It doesn't have any understeer, this car. It doesn't have much oversteer either. It just steers. Which I know sounds kind of banal, but it's a rare accomplishment, especially when you're working with only 155mm tires. Might need to do reruns later. And just brake earlier for that particular hairpin. And that'll be a 311.067. This isn't slow by any means, but I guess it just doesn't have the power of some of these other cars. Especially the Octavius. I don't think these 2.7 seconds were all because I was late on the brakes for that one hairpin. I think most of that is just, accumulated over time. Just through not having as much power. And when you don't have the same amount of horsepower, firing you up the hill, then it's something you can't really make up. Next, we're already up to the Bristol. Now this one No, I wouldn't say the gas has traction issues. I feel like it's one of the best balanced cars in that regard. Not much wheel peel, very, very balanced handling. The Bristol, I sort of learned how to drive this as the season went on. It was on wheel peeling a lot. Okay. I sort of learned how to drive this, I think. It's like slow in and then kind of power down and trust that the rear will rotate around a bit. And then power out. Didn't work there. The power didn't bring the background. It's normally pretty reliable at that, this car. Okay, not sure what happened there all of a sudden. Come on, turn! Okay, way too late on the brakes there. That's not how I drive this car. Even tried to handbrake there. Even though did cars even really have handbrakes like we're used to in 1955? A lot of them didn't, right? think this is gonna be close. And it is 308.475. A little over 1/10 behind Adderall. But I think the Octavius made its time not compared to this car anyway. I think the Octavius was a little bit faster down in the lower parts of the stage, and this may have been just slightly faster in the upper half. I might be wrong though. Next is none other than Minos. And yeah. This one, I think, has all the ingredients to win on this one. It's got the responsive front end that the Jidasha has, and it's got the same sort of straight line performance that I guess Teacup's car has. And also the Octavius. Good luck. Well, thanks. I'm gonna need it. Okay, way too wide there. I got through that part so well last time though. And that time. Wrong line, so I was going a bit too fast for the line I chose there. Got carried too far outside and then, yeah. I was a bit too aggressive there, let's be honest. Feeling too confident. Should be good for this part. Come on. When I eventually finish a run with this, I'm sure it's gonna be really fast. But yeah, except I'm trying not to drift here. I don't know why it lost control there on that braking point. It didn't do that before. You can go a bit slower with this car. Says the overall leader. Oh no, I heard the brakes, so we're gonna get brake fade soon. Here we go. Can they last until the end of the track? Honestly, that was entirely due to the brakes locking up. Oh, close, but still in the lead. Man, the run prior to this was even better. It was like a second or so ahead at the 206 or so split that was 207 this time around. Whew, but yeah, not much room for error, IMKR. If you don't win, you better come really close to Minos's time. Otherwise, if you're even 3 tenths behind, you're fourth. And then you're second overall. I think, right? So, this has gotta either win straight out, this has gotta either win or finish within 3 tenths, roughly, of the Minos. interestingly, like the top 3 cars are within less than 0.3 of a second, but then the next car after that is like a second and a half or so behind that. The front end has more bite than I remembered. So I should have turned a little bit later than I did there. Come on. Yeah, let's reset this run. C-pads, those are the kind of drifts you want to do in the drift zones in Forza. Not the kind of drifts you want when you're on a time attack, but come on. Let's not wash wide at that hairpin, because it's kind of an important one. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna beat the top time just based on my subjective feeling right now. There goes the time. And that'll be a free 10.477. I feel like this just lost most of the time probably like early on, because here, of course, the power is all there and it didn't have brake fade, but it has more wheel peel than I was anticipating, and it's not as pointy as the Minos or the Chidosha are. No reruns today, I guess, right? Because we're already like 2 hours into the stream, and so unfortunately, IMKR couldn't hold on to the overall victory. It was really close though overall before this race, and even if you had come third and tied Minos overall, IMKR, I think I would have just still given the victory to Minos because he won 3 of the races, and so there we go. So we've got as I'm doing the points. We have Minos in first place in this one, Adderall in second, Teacup in third, Grid Ghost in fourth, Aisha in fifth, then IMKR in sixth, Random 41 in seventh, Nocturne in eighth, and Tez in ninth and last place out of the remaining cars anyway. So, and this means overall, let's see, Minos is going to win overall, followed by IMKR. That one shouldn't come as a surprise, but let's see the positions behind that, because it was fairly close. So, Minos, IMKR, Teacup, that one was for sure. Then a Grid Ghost in fourth at 132 points. Then Adderall and Random 41 both at 130. Then Aisha at 120. Then Tess at 114. And then Nocturne at 80. So, congratulations to Minos for winning not only this race but the entire season. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the way out, and I will announce the next season in the next 1 or 2 weeks sometime. can't promise anything exact, but all I can say about the next one is I'm sure you guys are gonna love it, because I'm honestly having a really good time testing these. I've had a really good time testing this rule set and these cars. So yeah, hope you'll enjoy the next one. See you around. See you next time. Bye bye.